Welcome everyone, I'm Marcela. Welcome to today's gentle class. Our class today will be focusing on change. In a very subtle way, what I would like to invite you to practice with me today is the subtle awareness of the change. So as humans, we have this tendency, maybe it's just me, but I have a feeling that it's most of us, have this tendency to not notice that change is always here, is always part of our lives. We tend to get attached to what we love and we'd like things to stay exactly as they are. We also tend to get a certain aversion about things that we don't like and we'd like them just to move away or maybe even close our eyes to that change happening, because it may not be happening the way we wish for it to happen. So whichever way it is, the change is a constant in our lives. So we want to train that change muscle, if you will, so that we can become more and more resilient and begin to accept more whatever shows up in our lives. This is part of a great yoga practice, and there's no rush. The invitation is mostly to observe. So we want to be here and start noticing how we evolve within the breath, within the movement, within the practice. So hope you like it. And with that said, let's go ahead and begin. So for today's class, we'll be using a blanket if you have one, maybe a couple of blocks, or if you don't have blocks, then you just imagine you have blocks, you bring 2 thick books with you, or a couple of towels that you can roll, small towels, and then maybe a strap just to have it close by, and a yoga mat. I'll make my way over onto my mat as you do the same. So we'll begin on our back, and if you can take your towel or your blanket, and we're going to spread it alongside the mat. Okay, so maybe it doesn't go all the way, or you change the setting of your blanket, and then make your way over onto your back with your knees bent and the feet flat on the ground. So just allow yourself to drop first. Feel the weight of your body, almost taken over by the force of gravity, letting the shoulders drop, letting your pelvis drop, letting your rib cage drop, and lengthen the back of your neck. Lengthen the tailbone. And now let's go ahead and pull one knee, followed by the other, in towards the heart. Once again, lengthening the tailbone even more, making lots of space in between each and every vertebrae. And we'll do a few circles here. Reverse, going to the other direction. Just getting a little bit of balance. Yoga is very much about balance, so we want to remember that we're doing both sides. And come to center. All right, let's lower both feet down. Now we're going to separate the feet to the edges of the mat and then have the knees touch. So almost dropping the knees so they can touch one another. Opening the arms wide on a T position and drop the shoulders back down again. Good. So we're going to windshield wiper a few times just to start opening the hips. Come to center, have the knees touch. And once you get there, go ahead and drop both knees over to your right. So just letting drop, let the force of gravity help you. And either stay there, maybe bring the right foot a little bit closer in towards your left knee, or even over your left leg. So that just takes you a little bit deeper. And depending when you're practicing today, if it's in the morning, the body may feel a little bit stiff. It takes a little bit longer. Middle of the day, the body's more open. Later in the evening or late afternoon, we could be back to feeling a little bit stiff because of sitting down or just doing too much. Let yourself breathe in and out through the nose. And then if your foot is over your leg, just drop it. And then bring your knees back to center. Realign here, both feet towards the edge of your mat. Have the knees touch. And then once again, this time over to the left, dropping the knees. We're going to try to keep that right hip down just to the best of our ability with our body as we begin. The left foot may come a little bit closer in, or maybe over the right knee. And so breathe into those places where you may actually feel a little bit of stiffness or creating some opening. Accepting what is right here, right now, and knowing that everything passes, everything changes, it evolves. So we want to concentrate. That's what we're working on today's class, on observing how, even through the movement of our practice, we're evolving, we're growing, we're moving, watching change happen. Right? So we drop that left foot and bring the knees back to center. And notice here if there is any shift. We lengthen the tailbone again. And now let's bring the feet parallel to one another. The heels are somewhat close to the sitting bones. Now we're going to lift the right foot and cross it over your left thigh. Open that right knee over to the side. And see if you can level your hips, because maybe we lost that leveling. And we could hug, interlace the fingers around the left knee, and very gently begin to pull the left leg in towards the heart as we keep opening the right knee and flexing the right foot. So it's a very, very gentle, almost not visual to the eye how we're pulling that left leg in, but we can feel it. We're probably feeling it on the outer side of the hip here. And then release your knee. Let's stretch that left leg up. You can also stretch the foot or soften. And interlace the fingers behind your leg again. You may decide to stay here. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper, once again start pulling your leg in. Hinging from that left hip. And breathing all the way into your hips. Bending left knee again, lower the left foot and uncross your legs. We're going to move over onto the second side. So now the left foot over your right thigh, open that left hip and knee. Begin to square and level your hips again. Either stay here, you may decide to stay there, or maybe lift the right foot and hug your right knee. Whichever way you do, right? Maybe you're just hugging behind your leg or not hugging at all. Let's flex that left foot and gently, using just the weight of our hands, because the shoulders are heavy down towards the earth, we pull the right leg in. And still trying to open that left hip, left knee. Releasing here. Stretch the right leg up towards the skies. And maybe interlace the fingers again. Going back to that light, gentle pull. Going for more opening, more stretching on the outer side of the left hip. And bring your breath all the way over onto your hips, as we're probably feeling it more and more. And let's release that. Release the arms. Bend your right knee, lower the right foot, uncross the left foot, both soles of the feet back onto the earth. Excellent. So we're going to do a little bit of breath work. Have the soles of the feet touch and open your legs so the knees come down towards the earth. And if you need some support here, you can place a couple of blocks or your small towels that you can roll so that you don't feel the drop of your legs a little bit too intense. Lengthening the spine. I'm going to rest the hands on top of the belly, one hand on top of the other. Bring the attention onto your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. So start feeling how through the touch of your hands you feel the expansion of the belly as you breathe in. And then how everything drops back down as we breathe out. For a moment, move your hands over onto your rib cage with the thumbs on the back. Same thing, just stay with your natural breath for a few moments. You're going to feel how your ribs expand on the inhale and how they contract back on the exhale. All right, bringing the hands back over onto the lower belly, drop your elbows and shoulders. We're going to do what's called the box breathing. It's going to breathe in 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then we begin again. Now, if at some point the 4 seconds seem a little bit too long or too short, you change onto what works for you. Ready? So begin with the exhale, and we begin together. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we continue. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. One more together. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. And let's continue. Couple more rounds on our own. Your own breath pace. When you're finished with your 2 rounds, begin again with just 1 breath at a time, in and out through the nose, still giving yourself a moment to feel the effects of the breath. You may feel, who knows, maybe a little bit more at ease, a little bit more connected with the body, or something else that we may not be aware of just yet, but that it is happening. Okay? So staying here, we're going to help ourselves gently. It's been a long time with the legs down, so we're going to help ourselves bring the knees back together. There may be a little bit of trembling here, which is totally natural. And then bring the feet parallel to one another again. Drop the pelvis. Lengthen the spine, arms to the sides of your body with the pinky side of the hand against the earth. We're going to push the hips up, inhaling. Going all the way up and press the back of the shoulders against the earth. Hold it there. Lengthen the back of your neck. Inhale. And with the exhale, begin to roll down upper back. Mid back. And as you're exhaling, you're pulling the navel in. And you come all the way down onto the lower back. All right, one more time. Press the arms down. Let's have the arms follow. That's a long inhale. Arms up towards the skies, and then eventually they touch the earth up and over the head. That's the end of the inhale. Hold it here, lengthen the arms. And then with the exhale, slowly begin to roll back down as the arms also follow. Up towards the skies, we're rolling, rolling, and then the arms eventually touch back down. There you go. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the head and have the elbows open wide, dropping down onto the earth. Option, you can variate this or modify by opening your arms onto a T position. And it's going to help us to have the blanket or the towel right underneath, because we're going to slide onto like a little half moon on the upper body. So we take an inhale here, and on the exhale, we're going to bring the left elbow towards the left hip and the left hip towards the left elbow. The head stays down. And then we come back to center, inhaling here. Exhale, round your back a lot. Just you're going to feel you're going to touch the earth with all your spine. And then with the inhale, arch your back. And have the sitting bones still down, the back of the shoulders down. Now with the exhale, lower your back, keep exhaling, and now sliding the right elbow towards the right hip towards the right elbow. And with the inhale, come back to center. Exhaling, drop your back down. Inhaling, arch your back and bring your chin high up. So you're also kind of arching, if you would, the back of your neck. Round your back as you lower the chin to chest. And with the inhale, let's go over onto the side. And naturally your spine is going to arch, it's okay. As you exhale, you're rounding your back, coming back to center, chin to chest. Inhaling, arching the spine, chin up towards the skies. And then let's exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, arch, slide over onto your right. And exhale, arch, chin high up. And then we'll just round one more time here, chin to chest. Go for the whole pressing, the whole spine against the earth. And now release. Bring the hands down, arms to the sides of your body. Gonna pull the knees up towards the chest. Give yourself a hug, nose to knee. A very gentle start, connecting deep into the subtle body. So let's roll over onto the side. And gently press the left hand or the other hand onto the earth, coming onto your seat. Crossing your legs or sitting on a cushion, on your heels. Find a comfortable seat. And once you find a comfortable seat, arms behind us, we want to ground those sitting bones, even feel them touching the earth. And lengthen the spine. Gonna bring the hands forward again. And slowly, well, let's inhale, go deep with the inhale. And with the exhale, bring your left hand forward and your right arm behind you as begin to turn and twist over to your right. And once you're there, I have very long arms, so I can actually touch the earth here. But if it's a little bit of a challenge, you can bring your right hand over onto your lower back, and then we can bring that left hand over to the outer side of the right leg. Try and see if you can open the collarbones. And keep breathing. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, begin to rotate back to center. This time the right hand forward, and bring the left hand behind us, inhale. And with the exhale, we begin to turn, twist over to the left. Find a good position for your hands. Will there support the length of your spine? Open the collarbones. And we soften the gaze as much as we can. And soften the muscles on the face. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, come back to center. Feel the length of your spine here getting longer, more spacious, stronger. All right, so we're gonna kind of stir the pot here. We're only gonna move from the waist up and keeping as still the upper body as we can and the lower body. So pretend that you're a spoon and the lower body is your pot, and we're gonna start going for a full circle, right? Back, left, forward. Just notice that you are breathing. We don't forget about the breath. Center and change directions. Maybe noticing how much you're having access now to the inner body, to the organs, right? To all the flows, the rivers flowing in the body. And come to center. Notice how you feel on your lower back. Excellent. All right, so now I'm going to bring the hands to the front of the mat and the knees under the hips, standing on all fours. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of your neck. Beautiful. Now we're going to round, so gently pressing the palms of the hands against the earth to round the shoulder blades. And go ahead and bring the shoulders close to the ears. Drop your chest down. Shoulders away from the ears. Take an exhale as you round your shoulder blades. Press the earth down. And same exhale, elbows, shoulders to ears. Inhale, chest down. Same inhale, elbows away from the ears. And let's continue. So we're really now accessing the whole rotation of the shoulder. Bring the shoulder blades with us. And you can go ahead and change direction as well. Notice if we begin to arch the lower back as well, so try to bring it back to neutral. And now let's come back to a neutral spine. The whole spine, lengthen the back of the neck and anchor your left leg as you inhale to reach the right leg up. Square your hips here. You can soften the ankle, no need to go for a deep stretch. Now we inhale, and with the exhale, we're going to cross the right leg over the left and land the toes so we can see them turning over to the left. Bring it back up, inhale, and with the exhale again, look back towards the toes touching the earth. And one more time, inhaling here. And then exhale, last time, hold it there. We're going to try to get a sensation of where the right hip is, the left hip is. Find your tabletop. And come back to center. Inhale. And lower that right knee. Realign yourself on that tabletop. And now we're going to anchor the right leg down. So we can bring that left leg up. Just concentrate more on your pelvis. Find out where your pelvis is. Trying to find a nice neutral pelvis. Inhale. And with the exhale, cross the left leg over to the right. Turn to see the toes touch. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. So practicing to notice any changes happening, the shifts through each and every movement, how we evolve, how we grow, how change happens constantly. And we accept it. We want to observe it and be with it. Stay here. Notice where your left hip is, your right hip, your tabletop. And then we bring it back up. Inhale. And then exhale, lower that left knee. Beautiful. Are you starting to feel your body coming to life? Let's bring the knees together and lower the hips down toward the heels. Elbows and forearms come down. And let's bring the arms parallel to the top of the mat. So both forearms are down. Now we're going to bring the left hand over onto the sacrum. Keep your right forearm down. And we're going to begin to turn and twist. Inhale. Over to the left. Try to keep your sacrum flat so it's only the upper body. Exhale and come back to center. A few more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale back to center. Bring that left arm back down. Right, parallel towards the top of the mat, and we change right hand over onto the sacrum. But we feel how much leveled we are here now on this side. Press gently the left forearm and then turn, twist to your right. Yes, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And we come back, exhale. Right when you come back, then bring that forearm down. Hands help you to come up onto your seat. We're pushing the top of the feet against the earth, so maybe we're gonna lift those knees slightly. Ooh, mine are cracking here. My feet are cracking. And then lower your knees. All fours to tap a few times if you need to. And we're gonna remove our blanket now so that we can now make use of the sticky mat. Just keep it close by because we'll need it later. All right, bring it over onto the side, in front of your mat. And so, depending how you are sitting here, have your hands help you push a little bit with the tip of your fingers. Tuck your toes under if they're not there, and begin to lift your knees. Passing through a yoga squat malasana, and slowly begin to make your way up onto a forward fold. So your feet are going to be parallel to one another. Let your head drop and go deep into a hip hinge. Begin to ground the tripod on the soles of your feet. Bring the hands to shin bones, lengthen your spine. Look forward as you lengthen also the back of your neck. And exhale, come back down. One more inhale. Just kind of pushing so that you come onto a flat back parallel towards the earth. And exhale, hinge once again, coming down. Head drops. Inhale, back, halfway up, hands to hips. And we're going to come all the way up to standing. Onto a mountain top. Onto mountain pose. Turning the palms forward, roll your shoulders back, aligning with the rest of your body. The same with the back of your neck. All right, so I'm just going to turn over towards the camera so we can see one another. Inhaling the arms up and over the head. And with the exhale, right arm down, left arm up and over the head, bending over to the side. Now let's inhale, right arm up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it this time. Your gaze can be down or up towards the tip of the fingers. So I'm here to guide you, and for you to go through your own practice, there's going to be things that you start adapting to, changing as well, so that it becomes your own practice. Inhale and exhale over to the second side. So sometimes it feels more accessible to look down towards the earth. Sometimes we do have the fire within to bring the gaze up. You check in with yourself. And then we inhale, both arms up. Let's exhale, round your arms and come all the way down onto a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your hands to hips and come all the way back up. Arms down. We'll do one more. Inhale, arms up and over the head. Exhale, a big circle with your arms, hinge from your hips. And fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your hands to your hips and keep inhaling to come back up to standing. There you go. Lowering both arms down. All right. So I'm going to turn back towards the top of the mat, and I invite you to do the same if you're not there. Good. So we're going to take a step forward with the left foot and a step back with the right foot. So notice the stance between your feet, maybe heel to heel or a little bit of a train track. You can even go wider, opening the right toes over to the right, just slightly, maybe 45 degrees. Bend then your left knee and see if you can square your pelvis. Bring the pelvis forward. Arms up and over the head for warrior one. Good. Yeah. Ground yourself. Feel the outer side of your right foot pressing against the earth. Inhale. And with the exhale, just lower your arms and straighten the front knee. Inhaling again, bending the front knee, arms over the head. And then exhale, lengthen. One more inhale, bend, arms up and over the head. Hold it here. Gaze forward, or an invitation to look up to the tip of your fingers. As long as you notice that you're gonna notice the progress, the process that you're in becomes easier. Inhale and exhale, lower, straighten the front leg. All right? So we're gonna change sides, step forward with your right foot and step back with your left foot. Changing sides simply. Right foot steps forward and left foot steps back. And begin to bend your front knee. Bring your hands to your hips and see how far you're going to be able to kind of begin to turn the pelvis forward. There's a natural process of the body happening here. The pelvis is attached, right? And so when we're not standing totally facing forward, it's not going to happen 100% to turn the pelvis forward. So it's just a sensation. Inhaling, arms up and over the head. Gaze up or forward. Inhale here. With the exhale, lower your arms and straighten your front knee. Inhale, look up. And exhale, arms down, straighten your front knee. Inhale, hold it here. Again, maybe gaze up or forward, checking in with how your energy is flowing today. Inhale. And simply with the exhale, straighten the front knee, lower your arms. Step forward, left foot. Step back with your right foot. Nicely done. Okay. So next, if you have a wall close by, we're going to do triangle with the help of the wall. And if you feel comfortable enough to do a triangle in the middle of the room on your mat, you can go ahead and do that. You can also bring your mat with you. So I'm going to start with the right foot against the wall here. So the outer side of the foot is touching your baseboard or the wall. And then the left foot opens and the toes are facing over towards the left. And have a block with you for support if you know or you haven't tried this before. If you know that you need it. Let's face the torso towards the same direction as the right toes. Inhale here. And then gently with the exhale, push your hips over to the right as you start bending the upper body down, the side of your body down towards that left leg. And this is where you release the left hand over onto your block or your hand. The right hand is on your hip for now. Notice that nice support of the wall as a prop. Now, if you'd like, keep your right hand where it is, or maybe stretch it long out towards the skies. And you just go as deep as you notice that there's a process happening. You could go lower, or stay exactly where you are. And let's keep breathing. Don't forget about the breath. With an inhale here, go deep. Bring your right hand back onto your hip and slowly press the feet to help yourself come back up. There you go. So we're going to change sides. So I'm going to pretend I have a wall here. I don't want to give you my back. So let's pretend I have a wall against my left foot and I open the right foot over towards the right side of the mat. Hands to hips. Start with the body facing the long side of the mat. And then we gently push the hip over to the left as the upper body starts bending. Right? There's going to be a long extension here. Maybe the right hand starts making it down to the block or the leg. Left hand may stay where it is, or you may want to take it up towards the skies. You're creating your triangle here. And so, even though all these yoga asanas have all these names, triangle, yes, think of it but then notice within your body. What happens there? Good. We're going to lower that left hand back onto the hip, press the feet against the earth, and find a nice good inhale to bring you back up to standing. And then feel that. If you ever feel a little bit dizzy, it's because maybe you're coming a little bit too fast up. So give yourself a moment, and also because the head comes too fast up. All right, so we're going to turn both feet forward and simply wiggle your feet or walk them back together. Let's go back to the top of the mat. And we're going to make our way down onto the mat. So let's inhale, both arms long up and over the head. And exhale, go forward and down onto a forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. And listen here, maybe we're touching the earth, or bend your knee so you can touch. And we're going to step the left foot back, lower the left knee down. Excuse me. Lower the left knee down. And let's stay here for a few moments. Square level your hips, look forward. Breathe. You may want to use a block here for the left hand over the block or down onto the earth. And then hold that right knee as we begin to turn and twist over to the right. Good. Either keep holding your knee or maybe take that right arm up. Gonna lower the right hand down. Option to stay here, still looking forward, opening the heart. Or bring the hands over onto your thigh. Stay here, you're lengthening the skin on your thigh. Or bring the arms up and over the head. Big circle as you get there. Push that right hip back. The left knee a little bit forward, not knee but hip, sorry. Inhale, and then gently exhale. Lower both hands. Lift your back knee, look forward, and step the left foot forward. Inhale as you get there. And exhale, come down onto a forward fold. Drop your head. Get heavy. Inhale to lengthen. Maybe bend your knees as much as you need. And then now we're going to step the right foot back. Take a few moments here, leveling your hips, noticing where you are, looking forward, opening the heart. Now with your block or just straight down onto the earth, right hand stays where it is. Hold your left leg and turn, twist over to the left. You may want to take that left arm up. No tension on the neck. So notice if you feel any over effort on the neck. So find a good place. One more. Inhale. And with the exhale, lower that left hand down to the outer side of your left foot. Once again, looking forward here. Press through the left foot. Bring your hands over onto your left thigh. How are you doing? Good. So we're gonna lengthen, almost like we're pulling our skin towards the knee. And either stay here or make a big circle with the arms and reach the arms up and over the head. Lengthen the back of your neck. Or bring the gaze up towards the tip of the fingers. Inhale. And then gently exhale. Nicely done. Both hands down. We're gonna step this time the left foot back. And begin to make our way down onto the belly. Roll, roll all the way down. And extend your arms long up and over your head. Drop your forehead. Lengthen the legs, have the big toes touch. Gently press the forehead onto the earth, the left arm as well. And lift your right arm. Both hips also, heavy down towards the earth. One more. And lower right arm down. Both hips drop. Shoulders open. And left arm up. For one more. And lower it down. Look up in between your thumbs. Slide your forearms in. And now open your elbows. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Good. Chest up, shoulders up. And then your legs up. So this is a variation of a locust pose. If you'd like to just stay there, or maybe release the arms, bring the arms behind. Interlacing hands, maybe the big toes touch. And then gently release that. Let yourself come down, rest on one of your cheeks, and wiggle your hips from side to side. All right, we have one more twist here. Let's go for a nice, good shoulder stretch. Opening the right arm wide and the left hand against the earth right by your chest. Left elbow up towards the skies. We're gonna bend the left knee. Roll over onto the front of your right shoulder. The left leg crosses over to the left. And stay here as you breathe again, becoming present with the shift. How your body evolves into this posture, going deeper on its own through the breath. Knowing that that's a perfect example of what happens in life. And we're just kind of strengthening the muscle of awareness. Okay, ready? Begin to roll back down. So the belly comes down to the earth again. And chin to center. Let's open the left arm wide this time. The right hand by the chest, right elbow towards the skies. Bend the right knee. And gently push. The left leg stays down. Can begin to roll onto the front of that left shoulder. And the right foot crosses over. Know that we're still working here. It's a passive stretch. Right, so we're still very aware. Staying with what is. Inhale. Beautiful. Beautiful. Exactly. Begin to roll back down onto your belly. The right leg will come back down. Arms to the sides, forehead touches, or maybe you rest on the other cheek. Once again, wiggle your hips. And we're going to begin to roll over onto our back. So if you step out of your mat, just make it back. Or if you like to be on the floor, of course you can stay on the floor. So once back onto our mat, just like we started today, we want to lengthen the spine. Can you notice how you've gone through the loop? And observe and acknowledge any changes. Yes, excellent. So we're gonna do the fish pose, and it's gonna be a gentle variation of the pose. So if you do have, let's say maybe you have a bowl or something similar to this, or a block. Let me just get my block here. So most of us, what we'll have is the block, or maybe even a towel to roll. We're gonna place it on the mat and roll down so that the block or the bowl or the towel is on the mid back, but higher up, just right by the shoulder blades. Now, if your head feels like it's kind of way, way too low and you feel uncomfortable, you can place a towel again also under your head or a blanket. Open your arms on a T position. Bring the soles of the feet together and the knees down. And notice how the force of gravity once again becomes a conscious part of our practice, letting it take over. Begin to let go of the breath. Maybe even observing where there may be some resistance, something you may be very new to that you're not certain about, or maybe even a little bit afraid, or just simply tension that is gathered in those places. So just breathe them in. Acknowledge, notice them. Trust the process, the change is happening, and then exhale it all out. And just keep doing that. Excuse me. Just a few more times, conscious of where you're moving the breath through the body and what you're letting go of. Lower both hands down. So we can help ourselves kind of maybe push the pelvis down lightly and help ourselves bring the knees back together. Do it slow so you can feel that a little bit of a tremoring for many of us. That's a way of letting some stresses out of the body. Good. We're going to roll over to the side of our choice. Keep the head down and then try to remove your block, your towel, your prop the best way you can over to the side. And we're ready for Shavasana. Let's give ourselves a hug here. A nice moment of acknowledgement that we came to our practice, an act of kindness, of consistency, of strengthening that resilience that helps us deal with change. Imminent change is part of our lives. And when you're ready, go ahead and lower the feet, lower the arms, stretch your legs long, or go for your own variation of Shavasana. Shavasana is all about finding that space within yourself that will allow you to drop into the deep yoga relaxation, letting go of the breath, connecting for a moment for whatever intention brought you to your practice today. From me, I thank you for being here, for all of us practicing together. We may be surprised how many of us take these recordings and do this practice at the same time. So please stay on your Shavasana for as long as you have time and willingness to be here. Letting go. Allowing yourself to begin again. But from my side, I say thank you so much. Namaste. See you next time. Enjoy your Shavasana.